So last time out, James told us as Christians what we shouldn't focus our lives on, which is money. That should not be a driving force in us. It just distorts where we are with God and leaves us focused on things that fade rather than eternal things. Today, he changes tact and he tells us as Christians what we should focus our lives on, what should captivate us and drive us on. And he does that just in one verse. That's James 1, verse 12. Let me read it. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. James returns here to one of his main themes, which is standing fast, becoming steadfast in trial. But here, rather than, as he did in James 1 and 4, talking about the just individual trials of life of various sorts, here he's talking about life as a whole being one long trial. And he's pointing to the truth that actually, when we face one trial, that's often not the end of it. Trials will come in sequence. And actually, in many ways, life can become one long trial. So whether we've been through financial difficulties, round the corner can be sickness, round the corner from that can be betrayal or somebody just hurting us with the way that they behave. Life in many respects can be one long trial, which can cause many people to despair about life and the gift of life. But James here says, look, you never need to despair as a Christian, because actually another effect of standing fast in trials as a Christian in faith is that one day you will win the crown of life. So fix your heart upon it. What's this crown of life he's talking about? Well, often I guess we go to maybe a kingly crown, lots of jewels, looking nice and fancy, but that's not what he's got in mind here. For him, it's more like the result of winning a race. It's the medal at the end of the race, like Paul was talking about in 1 Corinthians 9:25, when he said, look, everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to gain a crown that will not last. We do it, however, to gain a crown that will last forever. Forever. Revelation 2:10 says something similar. Be faithful even to the point of death, and I will give you the crown of life. Listen, Christians, at the end of our day, part of the promise that we stand in God is that he will crown us with eternal life. Death is not our lot, but that there will be a life unending with him in his presence, where there are no more trials, there is no more suffering, there is no more death, but we get to go on in the fruit of his victory for us. This should captivate our hearts like nothing else and drive us on to overcome trials. Such a hope there is.